almost New Year. I'm Alicia Malone, and you can tell I'm just a little bit excited for 2016 to be over. It really was a trash fire of a year. But before we say, don't let the door hit you on your way out 2016, I have 4 great, smaller, original movies out in limited theaters this weekend and expanding soon to tell you about right here on Fandango Indie Movie Guide. Let's start with a feel-good movie, something that we all need right about now. Hidden Figures is a great true story, very inspirational, and I love the title Hidden Figures because it refers to a group of African American women who are working at NASA and who were very instrumental in the space race in the 60s, but who were hidden from public view, the figures that were hidden. It also refers to the math, the kind of hidden figures, the calculations that went into sending a man to space.
You know what we're doing here? We're putting a human on top of a missile, shooting him into space. That's never been done before. I need a mathematician that can look beyond the numbers. Math that doesn't yet exist.
You have someone?
Running what I'm playing.
Catherine's the gal for that. She can handle any numbers you put in front of her.
The 3 real-life women that this movie focuses on are such great role models, especially for young women and women who are hoping to get into the STEM subjects. Awards watch, particularly for Octavia Spencer, who's already picking up awards nominations for her role. And she, Janelle, and Taraji are all brilliant in these roles.
On any given day, I analyze the manometer levels for air displacement, friction, and velocity, and compute over 10,000 calculations by hand. So yes, they let women do some things at NASA, Mr. Johnson. And it's not because we wear skirts. It's because we wear glasses.
It does get a little bit heavy-handed when it comes to the inspirational messages, but it has a great heart and a real purpose, and this is an important film, I think, for a lot of us to see. So the inspirational story plus the toe-tapping music of Pharrell Williams is a good time at the cinema.
Let me ask you, if you were a white male, would you wish to be an engineer?
I wouldn't have to. I'd already be one.
The next film I want to tell you about is one of my favorites of the year, my favorite film that I saw at the Cannes Film Festival, and it made my top 10 of 2016. It's called Paterson.
Morning, Donnie. Everything okay?
No, not really. My kid needs braces on her teeth. My car needs a transmission job. My wife wants me to take her to Florida, but I'm behind on the mortgage payments. My uncle called from India and he needs money for my niece's wedding, and I got this strange rash on my back. How about you?
I'm okay.
This is directed by Jim Jarmusch and it stars Adam Driver as a bus driver whose name is Paterson and he lives in Paterson, New Jersey, and that is all by design because that really sums up the movie. It's about the everyday patterns and the rhythms of our life. He's a bus driver and a poet, and this whole film feels like a poem in a way when it comes to the rhythm of his life. It shows 1 week in his life, his very simple life. Nothing dramatic happens, and that's why I love it. It's so simple.
I knock off work, have a beer at the bar. I look down at the glass and feel glad.
This may sound pretentious, but if you just let the simplicity and the beauty of this film wash over you, you just kind of give into it and surrender, then you'll have a great time watching Paterson.
A bus driver in Paterson. What? This is very poetic.
I hope I convinced you on that one. My next film to convince you on is 20th Century Women. You may have heard about this one already because it's got an awards watch on it for the film and also for Annette Bening, plus possibly Greta Gerwig for Best Supporting Actress.
When you were born, I told you life was very big and unknown. You'd fall in love, have passions, have meaning. But now it's 1979 and nothing means anything. And I know you less every day.
This is set in 1979 and it tells the story of a single mother played by Annette Bening who is trying so desperately to bring up her son in the right way. She wants him to become a great man. The film is directed by Mike Mills, who was the brilliant brain behind Beginners. You might have seen that a couple of years ago with Ewan McGregor, and this has that same kind of quirky feel.
Men always feel like they have to fix things for women or they're not doing anything. Just be there. Somehow that's hard for all of you.
Well, I'm not all men.
Okay, I'm just me. Well, yes and no.
The film tells truths about being a woman and being a mother and also growing up. And Annette Bening is the person who really sold this film for me because she is at her best in this role. She's raw, she's funny, she's so real and relatable.
Jamie, I also want to say never have sex with just the vagina. You have to have sex with the whole woman.
That's slightly off topic.
And finally, my last film to tell you about is called Toni Erdmann. This is a German film, another favorite from the Cannes Film Festival, and it got a lot of buzz there. Awards watch on this one for Best Foreign Language Film, possibly.
Bist du eigentlich ein bisschen glücklich hier?
Was meinst du mit Glück? Glück ist ein sehr starkes Wort.
Ich meine, ob du mal so ein bisschen zum Leben kommst auch.
This is the story of a father and daughter. They're estranged. She's a bit of a workaholic. She's very straight-laced. She has her life. She likes living it by the book. He loves pranks and loves to mess things up. So he goes to visit her and hopes that he can shake her out of her very strict life.
Sind zu Besuch? Ja, spontane Entscheidung. Ich habe mir einen Monat freigenommen. Das war jetzt aber echte Angst.
It's funny, I'm going to use the word quirky again because it definitely is, touching and relatable, all about family and how we sometimes push them away when they're the ones that know us the best and sometimes we need them the most. It also features one of the funniest naked scenes I've seen in a long time. That's hard to pull off. Try to seek out Toni Erdmann, directed by Maren Aid, as soon as you can.
Ja, von den Eltern kann man ja wirklich viel lernen, muss man sagen.
There you have it, recapping the 4 films that you should look out for. If they're not playing near you, just write them down because these are all worth a watch. The very inspirational Hidden Figures, the simple and beautiful Paterson, the funny and raw 20th Century Women, and the quirky German film Toni Erdmann. That's it for today's episode, and it's also my last Fandango indie movie guide for the year. I'm not doing another one until next year, which means I'll be back next week. Happy New Year! Oh.